I want to start by saying that this spiritual concept of cord cutting, which is what the title of this video is going to be about, is new to me. The concept is new to me. But as of recent, this is something that I've been using and implementing in my prayer to cut down strongholds. And it's been very effective and helpful on my spiritual journey thus far and as of lately. And I'm always open to new ideas and understanding as long as it's coming from the Spirit of God. And only you yourself can determine that and discern that for yourself, that if this information that I'm sharing is something that you can apply and use for yourself. Now, using this concept of cord cutting is implemented when using the Word of God. Now, there's different ways people practice cord cutting ritualistically, but I have not done any of those things. With this practice, it is only using the Word of God and prayer, and I will be going over that. Okay? So the Word of God cuts the cords of the wicked. It is the sword and the armor of protection. And for that to be true, you have to believe that and have faith in the Lord, that His will and His word is true. And when I speak about the Lord, I'm talking about the Most High God, Yah, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Ephesians 6 and 13 and Ephesians 6 and 17 are two examples of biblical verses that show that God is your armor and your strength and protection. Verse 13, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, having done all to stand. And verse 17, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. Jeremiah 23 and 29, is not my word like as fire, saith the Lord, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces? Also, 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 4, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. So showing us that we can defeat these things and these strongholds with the word of God. So the next thing we would ask, right? The question is, why do we do these things, or why is this service or practice done? Now, this concept, from my understanding, the reason why the practice of cord cutting exists because it is something that you want to use when trying to break unclean negative spirits hold or strongholds upon you, and it's an energetic hold. Remember, it's a spiritual thing, right? It's not something you're going to see in the physical, it's in the spiritual realm, because it will cause these spirits to have to release their hold over you. It is most likely being sent to you or done to you by someone that is familiar with you or has an ability or has had the ability to be close enough to you to be able to affect you. In my case, it was like somebody in my family. So somebody that was close to me. People will use unclean entities to spiritually spy on you, which is also identified as a monitoring spirit. And they can also use marine spirits, which are water spirits. Monitoring spirit is the name. The monitoring spirit says it in the name. Also, people ask these spirits when they're doing cord cutting to be blocked. They also ask for readers and divination workers to be blocked, because people will use spell work or ask readers, card readers, tarot readers, to place spell work on you or to spy on you using spell work and send spirits, monitoring spirits, to do these things. Now, people go about employing demons in different ways. Sometimes they do it through readers, which is the divination work, or sometimes it's something that is passed down through their lineage. It is something where they pay tribute and worship, acknowledging the spirit that has been passed on in their family so that the spirit will do spiritual works for them. Now, there are a number of videos you can watch on these type of things. There's a brother, I can't remember his name right now, but maybe I will share his video, I'm not sure. But he talks about this topic because he believes in it, and I think it's called Santeria. Yeah, Santeria. And this is something that he practices and his family practices and has been passed down from generation to generation. And in the video, he talks about how this is something that they respect the certain spirits that have go by certain names, and they employ them and they use them, and they show homage to them and they pay tribute to them and worship these spirits the same way I would worship the Most High God and Jesus Christ Yeshua. Okay? And as I said before, these are practices that they pass down in their family. So sometimes when you get with somebody, this is something that a practice that has been passed in their family, and they can be doing things that they have practiced within that belief system upon you. Okay. And these are the strongholds that you're going to have to break, especially if you are or have been with somebody that practices this. Now, see, my generational lineage belongs to the Most High God, the Lord, and that is what's been passed down in my family, the Word of God. So that's what I've been using to be able to break these strongholds that came into my life after dating this demonic magician, this maniacal monster that is out of his mind, and to this day continues on. I can only speak from my own experience, and this was my experience and the things that I continue to have to do to break that stronghold that he keeps wanting to, resurface into my energy. Also, a lot of people use spell work to control the environment, but if you have to remember that these people are maniacs and they're just playing this mental game, and it's instrumental that you don't play the game with them. Okay? Don't be versing them like an opponent. You have to play this like a puzzle, piece by piece, and solve it. And you're only going to solve it by stepping back, okay? So that you can see the scope and put the pieces together. Because one thing I know for sure, if you're trying to release someone, you cannot be releasing inside of them. You cannot continue to exchange energy with them. You cannot continue to be with them in any type of way, any type of copulation, because that is going to continue to allow them to have a stronghold on you. And that goes into this other subject that I'm going to be talking about, which is sex magic. But I won't be talking about that right now. Now, I'll also be showing verses of cord cutting that I'll be sharing. And I'll also be sharing those in a separate video of just the pictures of those verses. So in this video and in another video without me doing commentary. Now these prayers that you see, these prayers are biblical verses, and Bible verses used within this type of practice are like passwords used during prayer to unlock spiritual energy force that will cut through any entity, or stronghold. So these Bible verses are to break that energy force that person is trying to have over you, because they are doing spell work over you to control your mind, to control situations and environments. They'll do it through sex magic. They'll do it through putting stuff in your food. They'll do it through praying over you. But sex magic and in your food are the two best ways to gain control spiritually over somebody. And usually it's going to be somebody that's close to you, because most people don't just eat from anybody. At least people I know. Okay? So that's why when you're trying to break these strongholds, you can't continue to sleep with the person, even if you don't have feelings for them, because they're going to be able to control the situation. You can't continue to eat from them. You have to put distance if you can, get away from them. Okay, then you'll be able to see what's going on. Now, when you're implementing these cord cutting biblical verses, it's during prayer time. I have another video where I talked about nighttime prayer, and I've shared videos with Shanique Beckford. She's on here. And Evelyn Ambrose, I think her name is Evelyn Ambrose, that talk about the importance